I would recommend Studyiq mock interview very highly, and the experience was very good. The arrangement of the institute and the coordination of the faculty members, they were really good.
Yes, it was a good experience and I recommend it to others as well.
I will highly recommend everyone who is preparing for civil service, especially for interview.
My overall experience was very nice. I would highly recommend people to give mocks here.
The quality of board members were very good. So yes, I will definitely recommend it.
Definitely the interview experience was very good.
It was an overall nice experience, and yes, I would be recommending it to others as well.
Yes, ma'am, certainly.
Yes, I would recommend.
I would definitely recommend.
I will recommend you highly that you should have once a conversation in Studyiq as well.
May I come in, sir?
Please do come inside.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So, Kanisk, this is your first mock, or you have given mocks before this?
I have given mocks before.
How
this.
many?
So, I've lost count at this point.
So, I believe 1 lakh, 2 lakh?
I think in the region of 10 or 15.
So, Kanisk, this little small answer tells me whether you are specific or you are casual or generic or easygoing. As an IAS officer, we expect you to be, because it is your personality.
Yes.
You have undergone mocks, not us.
Yes.
So if you, now this is a mock, this is where we learn from. Huh? So next time whenever somebody asks you, please let's not use this kind of a easygoing way of, yeah, I've lost count.
I apologize.
No. This is why we are teaching you.
Yes.
That is why we have mocks. Issue is not at all to point out. Issue is to empower you.
Yes.
So that you get enabled, you get more strong than what you are. Huh? But 10 mocks, not bad. So, and in the previous 10 mocks, I am sure somebody would have told you that if you see a lady in the panel, it is imperative to wish her first and then the panel. So next time you please ensure that. Huh? Okay. So, Kanisk, what have you learned from the previous 10 mocks that you have given? 2 points, 2 things.
First was to maintain a smile throughout my interview.
Excellent, very good. That makes you confident and stress-free. Good.
Yes, sir. And the second was to appear less mechanical while answering my question.
Yeah, that is right. That is what we really want you to understand, that it is just an interaction. We are not checking your knowledge. We have checked it in prelims and mains.
Yes.
So now it is just fun and frolic, just an interaction between you and us. So be easy on yourself. Kanisk, I was very impressed by the thing that you have just got a name, Kanisk. There's no surname, there's no second name, no third name.
Yes.
So why is this uniqueness?
So it was my parents' choice. And from what I can tell, there were 2 primary reasons. One was my mother did not think that our family surname gelled well with this name. And the second was that the state I originally belong from, and the surname carries certain caste connotations, and they wanted to avoid that.
Okay, so it carries a caste connotation. So what is your take on reservation then?
Sir, reservation is necessary. It is a form of affirmative action, and I believe this is one of the most significant tools we have in our hand to really give representation and uplift the marginalized and disenfranchised and let them enjoy the achievements of our general society.
So, like what you very rightly said, it's a very important aspect that you said. But at the same time, your mother has devised a smarter way. Just don't give the name. So there's no caste. So why, instead of having reservation, we just say that we don't put our surnames. And so suddenly we all become caste free. That's much smarter than the reservation. What is your take on it?
Removing surnames is definitely a very good strategy. However, because of the multiple generations of lack of opportunities, we need to do something more substantive.
Okay. So we remove the name and give EWS. Economically support people.
So because the oppression and disenfranchisement is tied into our social fabric, so it is more than just the economic aspect.
Okay.
A lot of representation stems from the concept of purity and impurity, which is the basis of caste system.
Okay, good. I was quite impressed that you are interested in military technology.
Yes, sir.
So we were just having this air show in Bangalore.
Yes, sir.
And Rajnath Singh had come up with this new statement. He said, this is the Kumbh of defense. what is he actually trying to say?
From what I am able to understand, we have seen representation from multiple countries, and for the first time, the Su-57 and the F-35 featured in the same air show. So, convergence of Eastern and Western. At least that is what I understood, sir.
Okay, okay. So just think about it once again. You'll probably get a better answer. And now you know that we are all Indians, and you are coming from Maharashtra, and Maharashtra has got a sea, also Arabian Sea, and we have Indian Ocean.
So,
And the only country who's got an ocean named after their name. So tell me, what are the three importance of Indian Ocean for India?
so first is that we straddle one of the most important sea line of communications.
Okay, stocks, trade, economy,
Yes. Second is that
and security, all taken care in one stocks.
yes, sir. And so with the upcoming Samudrayan mission, there we have potential for polymethanic.
That is economy.
Yes, sir. Second is connectivity, cultural connectivity in a way, because there is an entire Southeast Asian chain of islands from which is also enabled by the Indian Ocean. The security aspect, definitely, sir.
Okay. Okay, I enjoyed interacting with you, Kanisk, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Thank you, thank you. Who was Kanishka?
So, Emperor Kanisk was the third ruler of the Kushana dynasty. He was credited with starting the Shaka era, and he was a great patron of Mathura School of and Gandhara School of Art. And in addition, he is credited with introducing gold coins in widespread circulation in India.
Okay. Who converted him to Buddhism?
I'm sorry, sir, I'll have to look at it.
Ashwagosha.
I'll have to look at it.
Okay. Ashwagosha. You have given an address of Gautam Buddha Nagar,
Yes, sir.
Uttar Pradesh. You are coming from there or what? This is your permanent postal address. Gautam
So,
Buddha.
because my father gets transferred every 2 years,
Where is your father?
so he is in the Life Insurance Corporation.
Life Insurance Corporation. Okay, okay. Can you tell us about the importance of Gautam Buddha in the history of India?
So, the importance of Lord Buddha, it permeates every section of our society and the way we see ourselves as Indian. First is the emphasis on non-violence and the concept of egalitarian society, which he propounded. Second is it has helped us in maintaining cultural ties with our neighboring countries in the Southeast Asian nations also. And so third is at a time when rigid orthodox practices were dominating Indian culture, he showed us a way that there can be other paths to attain salvation. And I think that is something that is still relevant for us in this day and age.
Good. What is meant by Consolidated Fund of India?
So the Consolidated Fund of India is the fund in which all proceeds of the government are deposited in.
Government?
Whatever is drawn on the government of India, it's in the Article 266.
No, Article 266 defines Consolidated Fund.
Yes.
But what goes into that? You were trying to say something. You know?
So I'll brush up my knowledge in this.
Okay, okay, okay. And then have you heard of public accounts?
Yes, sir.
What is public account?
I'll have to relearn the differences, sir. I'm sorry.
Then why did you say yes?
I'm sorry, sir.
You know, what is the role of the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament?
Sir, it scrutinizes government spending after the whatever deficiencies and what better way it goes through the CAG report on government spending and makes the appropriate suggestion.
Make
the suggestions in which we could have spent, the government could have utilized public money in a better way.
I think you should read more on these things. You know, this is the budget season.
Yes.
So many of these things, you know, can come up. Even if no specific question is asked on this, but something related to this, you know, may come up.
Yes.
That will help you. So read on this.
Yes.
Brush up on these things and be ready with all that. Okay. Thank you very much.
Hello, Kanisk.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Who's Harsh and why is he a part of your email ID?
Ma'am, Harshvardhan is my elder brother. And this email ID was created in 2007. And at that time, both of us brothers were new to the internet, and we thought we could have a same email ID. So
you've been carrying it till now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. As Sir said, it's very interesting that you do not carry your family name. Why is India so obsessed with caste?
I think if I have to boil it down, I'll give two reasons for it. First is caste-based hierarchy has formed the very basis in which Indian culture and system have evolved. The various hierarchies within a caste, the Varna system, that is enmeshed with our cultural as well as religious thinking. And second is, ma'am, caste has also been used as a tool to maintain the hierarchy, which would benefit some sections more than the others. And that has been perpetuated over the ages as a measure to maintain control. So from what I understand, this is why caste is so entrenched in our society.
So basically what you're trying to do here is replace the term Hindu with India. Because caste is only a part of Hindu tradition. No?
Originally, ma'am, yes, it stemmed from Hindu traditions, but unfortunately, the reality is that there exists caste-based stratifications even amongst Muslims and Christians in India. So it has permeated every section of the society, irrespective of the religion or not.
Not the Sikhs?
Definitely there, ma'am. Also, we keep hearing about caste-based discriminations in Punjab.
So what would be the castes within Islam? Name the castes.
I'll have to look the specifics again.
Okay. And what about the professional specifications which were a part of Varna system?
Yes,
are they still present, or are they totally, vanished? Have they totally vanished as a result of reservation?
Ma'am, we have made a lot of strides in removing the economic specialization, which was a part of caste-based jobs and all. Unfortunately, we do still see the role of caste in these. For example, a bit back, I read in the newspaper that certain prison manuals still carry caste-based occupations for inmates. And similarly, in some states, certain occupations are restricted to some specific castes.
So what exactly has been the contribution of reservation in here then?
Ma'am, three major contributions. One is that it has given opportunities which would not have been available earlier to the lower castes. That gave them representation and the ability and the capacity to make their own policies which would benefit their own. And second is it perpetuated a wider dialogue in the Indian society about how caste is holding us back from reaching our full potential. So I think this is why reservation is needed.
But you're also a student of anthropology. So tell me, has it actually resulted in any degree of social mobility?
It has. Two reasons. One is we are witnessing more and more intercaste marriages, both hypergamous as well as hypogamous. That intermixing and breaking down of traditional caste-based barriers, that helps us. And second, ma'am, in urban India, there is comparatively less emphasis on caste and its connotations. So I think we are moving towards a better place.
Okay, all right. If you want peace, be prepared for war. Decode this statement for me.
If we have to negotiate, we should negotiate from a position of strength. That means when we are not at peace, we should be prepared to build our own strength internally, and that will make the enemy think twice before disturbing our own peace.
Okay, good. So what would be the threats to Indian internal security today?
Three primary threats, ma'am. Prevalence of organized crime, which is transnational also in nature. Second is increased polarization of society, which is a very unfortunate occurrence. And third, ma'am, is certain geographies of India are threatened by events taking place in our neighboring countries. In the northeast, the events in Myanmar and Bangladesh are affecting our internal security. So I think these three...
What would you mean by polarization?
Ma'am, there is an increasing divide between certain sections of the society, and there is an inability between both the sections to reach a consensus.
Be more specific. Sections, which sections?
Ma'am, different religious sections. And I don't want to give it a binary twist because these divisions are much more multi-religious depending on which state we talk about. In Kerala, it is different. In MP or UP, it is different.
So class polarization is not a threat for Indian internal security. Naxalism, class polarization, it's not a threat?
Naxalism was a very significant threat, ma'am. In fact, our Honorable ex-Prime Minister said it was the biggest threat to Indian internal security. But fortunately, we have made great strides in removing Naxalism. And even with a lot of government initiatives that are aimed to empower the basic, in the Naxals language, the proletariat, I think.
Proletariat?
Yes, proletariat. So I think we have made great strides in reducing class-based inequality. So,
you said certain schemes have helped in that direction.
Yes.
Which all would be those schemes?
Ma'am, first would be to enable food security, which is the Pradhan Mantri, the National Food Security Act, the PM Yojana, which we provided free foods. Second is skilling and employment opportunities. With the wider economic growth, more and more opportunities are opening up. And third would be healthcare with Ayushman schemes and increased convergence between center and state and certain healthcare-based policies.
Okay. So Kanisk, from your understanding of anthropology, tell me the stages of evolution of religion.
Ma'am, I'll use Morgan's evolution. First, there was animism-based religion. Then we progressed to polytheism-based religions, and finally, as per them, there was a monotheistic stage. The broad three criteria of evolution.
So polytheism led to monotheism, or monotheism leads to polytheism?
Ma'am, again, as per Merritt, I think he said that monotheistic practices predated polytheism. So there is a bit of lack of consensus on this.
All right. Thank you, Kanisk.
Thank you, ma'am.
Afternoon, Kanisk.
Good afternoon.
So this is quite extra and elaborative extracurricular activities which you have mentioned. So will you just care to elaborate what is this discussing contemporary automotive developments on internet forums?
Sir, I am an automobile buff and I've had an account on, there is a web forum called Team BHP.
Okay.
So I've had an account there since 2011-12. So
Okay.
I engage with like-minded people there to discuss about automobiles and related developments.
So can you elaborate me on some of the recent developments in the automotive industry?
Yes, sir. I'll list three contemporary developments.
Yeah.
First would be the increasing prevalence and shift towards electric vehicles.
Okay.
Second is the increased emphasis on decreased tailpipe emissions as well as increasingly fuel efficient engines. That is why we are seeing a lot of hybrid vehicles in the mobility mix, and the recent Auto Expo which took place in Delhi, that was also very good.
Okay.
And third is the emphasis on connected vehicle technology and autonomous driving technology.
Okay. Can you elaborate me the difference between BS6 phase 2 and BS7 norms which are supposed to come?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not much aware about BS7 norms.
Okay.
But I can tell you about BS 6.2 if you permit.
Yeah.
So BS 6.2 is an evolution over BS 6 norms. Primarily is that we are switching to real-time driving emissions using onboard OBT2, onboard diagnostics tools, which will prevent incidents like the Dieselgate, which happened, where manufacturers could cheat. That the car would be showing some emission while standing and some other emission while operating. So that is one of the primary goals of BS 6.2.
Okay. And how are we reducing the nitrox emissions commission from the engine?
So we are using a lean NOx trap, LNT.
Okay.
So the exhaust goes through it, and I am not aware of the exact chemical process which takes place, but there are certain catalysts there which convert NOx into nitrogen.
Know about palladium?
Yes.
And you have also mentioned wildlife and nature photography.
Yes.
So you are an active photography enthusiast, or it's just a casual thing?
Sir, I unfortunately, in the midst of my preparation, I have not been able to devote as much time.
Yeah.
But before that, I used to participate whenever I can.
Okay. So can you tell me the difference between exposure, shadows, and contrast?
Sir, exposure is the amount of the sensor exposure, the amount of light which we let fall on the sensor. Shadows is something about the light placement on the object and how it falls on it. And I'm sorry, sir, what was the third?
Contrast.
Contrast.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So contrast is the color difference between two objects in the same frame.
Okay. And what is iron dome?
Sir, Iron Dome is an Israeli air defense system.
Okay.
It is used primarily to counter short-range projectiles or rocket and mortars. But recently, President Trump wanted to erect an Iron Dome of his own in US, which would deal with longer ICBM threats and space-based threats.
Okay. So, are we using some kind of technology in India similar to that?
So we have a ballistic missile defense program in India.
Yeah.
It is being rolled out in stages. And with the recent demonstration of our ASAT capability, there was a lot of chatter that...
So this year's Republic Day parade, we had a demonstration of that. We had
the PDV, sir.
Yeah. So what was the full form of it?
Prithvi Defense Vehicle.
Prithvi Defense. And you have Pralay series too.
Yes, so the Pralay is a tactical ballistic missile.
Okay. And Kanisk, as far as I can see, you come from a very influential background. Like the annual income of your family is very high. So I just wanted to know that what gave you the boost that coming from such an influential background, you are opting for government services. Like, is this number really accurate, what you have filled up?
This is as per my parents.
Okay, so you are really coming from a very, very influential background. I just want to know, like, what motivated you?
So I'll again list two major reasons. One is the government services affords me the sheer diversity and challenge it represents, along with the impact I can make. That is, I cannot do in the corporate sector, which my education would have afforded me. And second, while my father is not exactly in the government, I have seen him implement various government schemes as a part of the organization he is in. And I have seen the changes which that reflected. If you permit, I can narrate an instance to you, sir. When he was posted in Hazaribagh, he was heading the micro insurance department there. And the tribals, they were able to get 20-30 rupees insurance and the security it provided them. So this has been at the back of my mind every time.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We enjoyed interacting with Kanisk. We'll just request you to wait for a couple of minutes.
Thank you.
Please be seated.
Thank you.
So Kanisk, now it's for you. This being your 11th mock. So how do you think you performed?
Sir, I committed a very foundational blunder at the start of my interview. I did not wish ma'am.
That's all right.
And I could not answer your question accurately and in a very flippant manner, now that I think about it. And I really regret that.
No, it's all right. That's what. But on the whole, how do you feel that you performed?
Sir, as sir asked me a lot of static questions on the consolidated fund, the public account. Now that is something we study in prelims and mains, and somehow I was unable to recall the specifics. That was very embarrassing for me. So I'll read on the static part again. I'll brush up that knowledge. And other than that, I'll wait for you all.
See, we want you to understand a couple of basics. One is that we are really not looking at knowledge, but at the same time, knowledge is a tool used to see whether you are stressed or not.
Yes.
For the very simple reason, as you rightly analyzed, that you have done this in prelims and mains.
Yes.
And if you don't recall it now, it is talking of the stress aspect, which is probably weighing high on you and you're not able to connect up that thing. So it acts as an insulator.
Yes.
So that is one aspect that I quite agree with you. But at the same time, you really need to understand that we are not looking at you as an encyclopedia or as a Google that you will have all the answers. And we are going to ask you what we know.
So.
And if you don't know anything, you can always pass that you don't know it. So you don't have to worry too much about it. But after having said so, there are certain things where you should, and I'm sure you will be able to do it, because there are a lot of places where there were streaks of excellence. You were very good at many places, but we can make it better than that even. I'll just take an example of Indian Ocean for just to make it a very simple thing. Most of the time we keep on looking into polymetallic nodules, etc. Not bad. Why are we not looking at the monsoons, agrarian society?
Yes.
You talked of culture, which is a great aspect. 1498 Vasco da Gama comes in, this whole lot of Angkor Karwats, etc. that we have had. That's a good point that you had. The rest of the things were subsequently. So understand a whole lot of things. That talks of critical thinking and ability to see a thing in a holistic manner.
Yes.
Issues like Consolidated Fund of India, etc. definitely, I'm sure you will work on it.
Yes.
And you did not hesitate to say, I'll work on it, I'll come back on it. That's not a problem. Now that you didn't write your surname, so these things will be there.
Yes.
So we'll advise you to be a little more careful while dealing with reservation and other things.
Yes, sir.
Because do understand it creates huge amount of chaos, and we are looking at EWS and many other things are also coming up. To understand, and like ma'am asked you a very good thing, how can we overcome this caste thing? Probably what you're trying to willy-nilly when you're talking of intercaste marriages. Why do intercaste marriages take place when we're economically stable?
Yes.
So why are we not looking at development?
Yes.
So those are the things that how the society grows. When the development is all around, when the money is all around, I don't know who you are, you don't know who I am, and we travel in the same bus, same every place, and we eat in the same, go to the same theater, go to the same hospitals.
Yes.
Immaterial of our caste or anything. When the development starts taking place and when we get money in our pockets.
Yes.
I was reasonably little suspect of internal security when you talked of polarization of society.
Yes.
But do you really feel that it is that way?
So, I mean...
Because what we want you to understand is that let's not get carried by the influencers. Let's not get carried away by the social media and what a lot of people are trying to.
Yes.
It is very important aspect, because if we walk into a place thinking that the society is polarized, perhaps something is happening.
So,
maybe we can meet after this thing. I don't want this thing to be recorded, but there are a lot of things that we need to understand.
I will, if you can spare the time, sir, I'll be pleased.
No, because I'll just take a minute now that it is, if we look at CAA, was this thing bad?
No, sir.
It was for the good. It is to give citizenship to all the people. If you look at Nehru-Liaquat Pact of 1950, when you look at the number of people who are in Pakistan, 25%, which has been reduced to 2.3%, where are they going? They are either being converted, or they have run away, or they have been killed.
Yes.
And when they run away, where do they come? They come to the country that they're already existing here. We are trying to give them, but in the name of polarization, the amount of chaos that we have. I presume that there is really no polarization.
So I was coming from from the perspective that there are certain schisms within the Indian
Please understand what I am trying to say.
So I will not...
Please understand what we are trying to say, so that you understand. You are going to be an IAS officer. If you're going to work with polarized thought process, that ye Hindu hai, ye Musliman hai, to panga hai. You have to work, ye Indian hai, ye bhi Indian hai.
So
that is how armed forces work.
Yes.
For us, there is no Hindu, no Musliman, no Sikh. Everybody is an Indian first.
Yes.
And that is how you really need to look at it.
Yes, so I look at it like that.
Bas, start looking at, don't talk, listen.
So, sorry.
And there are and please don't open new sectors. Like suddenly you talking about missiles, you start talking of ASAT. And ASAT would have been an entirely different, if there's a guy who's sitting on the panel with knowledge of ASAT, he would have probably taken you to some other place. So whatever the panelist is asking, limit yourself.
So,
avoid exposing. Number of times we want to show information. ASAT was definitely not required to be mentioned at that time when this talk process of Iron Dome was happening.
So,
Iron Dome is designed for a different thing, and ASAT is entirely a different aspect. So don't get confused and don't open up new venues. Number of times people do get rather they take a cue that maybe you're trying to show more knowledge and they may get after you.
So,
limit yourself. Gyan dena nahi, gyan lena bas, theek hai. Otherwise, great performance. I'm sure you will do very well. You will do extremely well. Look into a whole lot of these things.
Yes.
And do you read newspaper?
Yes.
Which one?
Indian Express and the Mint.
Excellent. And I would just recommend you are reading the best of the newspapers. When you read newspapers, you have got a month in hand.
Yes.
Try to write some points, 2-3 points. यो कुंभ बोला उसने, राजनाथ सिंह जी ने कुंभ बोला है कि क्यों बोला है, न्यूज़पेपर में लिखा हुआ 3 पॉइंट्स लिख लिए क्या क्या हो रहा है. तो दैट इज़ हाउ वी स्टार्ट राइटिंग इन आवर माइंड. एंड आर यू लिसनिंग टू न्यूज़?
No.
Please listen to news. This is another very important aspect because it news is very important aspect, because when you see news on TV with eyes and with your ears, two of your sensory organs get into it.
Yes.
And listen to news and listen to DD or perhaps Rajya Sabha TV,
Yes.
where you get news, not the views.
So
Use news to understand and use newspaper to revise yourself. You're a great guy. You will do very well.
thank you.
Throughout, your hands were shaking. You were like this throughout. Yeah? You're a very good candidate. Don't give any sign, physical indicator of nervousness anywhere. Okay? Go in with the confidence that I'm going to take it from here.
Yeah.
Okay? And you have it.
No, you have it.
The entire panel believes that you already have it in you.
Yeah.
Don't give, because find any one comfortable position. There is no need for much of a hand movement. Move only when it is utterly required. Otherwise, because that would give away again that shakiness. Okay? So in order to control that, just place your hands like this.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you.
Throughout it was shaking. I was waiting that probably now you'll gain that confidence that I'm on the right track, but it never happened. Okay?
I'll agree.
Just look at the, when you go back home, look at the video and just try
Otherwise,
to,
wonderful personality, you already have it in you.
Yeah. You are already into it. BSS 6.2 etc. were absolutely bang on. Very good. Thank you very much. We enjoyed interacting with you. We wish you all the best.
All right. All the best.